So the funny thing is, when we first moved in 2004, we didn't even want to look at this house because it had this porch. We were moving here from Georgia. I'm from the south side of Chicago. Dennis and I had moved 10 times with corporate moves, and we finally had the chance to move back to Chicago. We were so excited. We had heard a lot about the Homewood Flossmoor School District, and so this was where we wanted to be. So we looked at 3 or 4 houses in this neighborhood and had been outbid on all of them. Our realtor kept saying, you should look at this house, 3731. We were like, that house has a porch, just too country. Nah. So, but after we got outbid like 4 times, we were like, okay, let's just look at the house. And ironically, 16 years later, this porch is what I'm going to miss most about this house. It has been the center of the house. It's been where we've had lots of talks and fights and worked out some issues. It's been my point of serenity. It's been a point of envy for the neighborhood. People can't wait to see how we decorate for Christmas or Halloween or for the summer. Usually we have lots of flowers out here. I invite my girlfriends over. We have wine. A couple of times we've come home and found neighbors sitting on the porch. So it's just been a wonderful experience. And like I said, it's one of the pieces of the house that I'm going to miss the most.
I agree. It strikes me as odd at how special the porch has become. I mean, there are times when we've actually slept
On the
outside
porch.
on the porch, and we'll go into the house around 6 in the morning only because the sun is rising, and it's just quite frankly too bright. But for me, I think what's probably really special about the porch is some of the conversations we've had with the kids, and even our grandson on this porch. That's probably what's most special to me is just some of those conversations. They were organic, transparent, warm,
Candid.
Funny, and we normally ended up in a better place.
We didn't know what it meant to live in Ballantrae. We didn't know that it meant that it was a community of predominantly black and professional people who were all very invested in the community. I mean, we have annual picnics, we have annual Christmas parties. I mean, it's a beautiful place to be if you're a black family raising children, and it has been one of the best decisions we've ever made. Everybody in this community knows our kids. We have partnerships, relationships with their teachers in grade school and junior high and high school. We knew the superintendent, so it's been a beautiful experience.
Yeah, I can think of one family in particular, the Talberts.
Oh.
We met them when we first moved here, and I just would have never thought from our initial meeting that we would grow to be so fond of their family, and they would be so fond of our family. I can think about the conversations that we both had with Ashley from time to time, and God knows we can think about the conversations that Estella has had with Danielle or Micah, talking them off of a limb. And who would have thought this all was launched because we agreed to be camp counselors, which we ended up doing for I think maybe 5 years with the Emmaus community.
So Estella Tolbert is, I always say she's like a warm hug for our family. You know, her house was the house that the kids ran to, you know, when they came home from school and they were scared, or, you know, her house was the house that you went to when you needed a cup of sugar. I mean, we all can relate to that. And then, you know, beyond Estella, we had Linda Franklin. When my dad had a suicide attempt, she saw the ambulance and came over and consoled the kids while we took care of the business. Christy Harris across the street. I mean, we've had phenomenal neighbors, and that's going to be hard to give up.
Arnold Crater.
Right.
Arnold and Dollar Crater.
That's going to be hard to give up as we prepare to leave Ballantrae.
Um, you touched on holidays. You touched on various different things from there. I don't know the size of your family as far as that goes. Did a lot of your brothers and sisters, if they're still alive or whatever, did they come back to
Right.
you more than you went to them?
Right.
Yeah, her family's small. She just has a brother,
Okay.
but I have 7 brothers and sisters, and so we probably hosted, the lion's share of holiday dinners, Thanksgiving,
Christmas.
I can remember when we first moved back here from Atlanta. I had to tell Zion that I asked her to talk to my family because they were coming by so much that it was exhausting because of my work schedule, and they were only doing it because they were so excited to have
That
us
we were
back.
back. Right.
And so they just had they just had to sort of adjust to the fact that we were actually back, and really back to stay.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's been 16 years, but I would tell you that, we hosted the lion's share of holiday dinners with my sister Liz. She was always a wonderful team member. And then a couple years, Zion would do a Mother's Day brunch at the house, which
Yeah.
we also hosted.
Right.
And that was always
Well,
just a wonderful time.
the year before COVID, Dennis's brother Rob turned 60, and we decided to celebrate his 60th birthday and a successful bout with beating cancer with a birthday party. And there were 120 people here.
Yeah.
So my sister-in-law is upset because we're moving. She says we are the nucleus of the family. I never really saw it that way, but now looking back, I can see where we would have been the center for a lot of family gatherings.
What I would say is that we're really being obedient to Zion's vision. Zion created a vision for us probably 15 years ago, and that vision was really all about, let's get the kids through the same academic program. All 3 girls, let's get them through, elementary, middle, and high school. Let's get them through that program, and preferably a program that's rigorous, which we found in the Flossmoor community. But after doing that, the challenge was that we would do something for us. And what that looked like was we would eventually downsize, and then move to a condo in downtown Chicago. And that's really what's next for us, is that we're moving into some transitional housing. However, in about a year, we will transition to our next chapter, which will be a place that is significantly smaller than what we have today, but also a place that we believe we can spread our wings and just start a new beginning. And what this means for our girls, prayerfully, is that just like us, they can pursue life without borders, and not be hung up on where they live, and maybe even how they live. It's kind of we're hoping that that's the message that we're sending to the girls, is that, if you're obedient to your plan, and you work your plan, you can actually live out your plan, and that's where we're at.
I would agree. So, like I said, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, and I can remember being 10 or 12, and my mom walking around the neighborhood saying, "I'm ready to go." And when my brother and I finished college, she left. She bought a 1-bedroom condo on Lakeshore Drive. And, of course, we were wigged out at the time, like, who does that? But I think that what that gave me permission to do was to live my life, take care of my family, take care of my responsibilities. And once I've done that, once I've set everybody up for success, then I should be able to pursue my own life. And so I feel like that's what we've done. I feel like we've given the girls roots and wings being here. We've rooted them in family and community. They know that it's important. They know where their resources are. They know where their sources are, and they all have college degrees. Thank God, and it's time to fly.
And we should also, I think we should probably give some context too. This didn't just happen. I mean, we've been building this bridge for over 30 years. I mean, we've been married. It was 30 years in November, and we dated for we dated for 2 years. And so honestly, we've been building this bridge for over 32 years, and hopefully the girls they can see that also and understand that it's a process. You know, it's a journey.
Right.
You know, and it doesn't just happen. It doesn't just happen. So.
Let me ask you this question. We talked about the 16 years. What effect do you think stable housing, because you said you moved a lot, has had on their development into adulthood?
So we have moved. We moved 10 times with Dennis's job. And we've lived in Minnesota, Pennsylvania. Yay, Pennsylvania. We lived in Georgia. And even though our addresses changed, we remained very, very closely knit as a family. And so I think that that's where we draw our strength from. And people comment all the time on how close we are as a family. And so I don't feel like the moves have impacted them in a negative way from that respect, especially since we've been here for 16 years. I mean, Micah was 7, Sadie was 9. No, Micah was 7, Danielle was 9, and Sadie was 10. So for them, this is home. Welcome to our home. When you walk into the home, you see this, for us, it's a dramatic staircase. And this has been the backdrop for so many occasions: proms, homecomings, Easter celebrations, birthday celebrations. A couple of years ago, my brother-in-law turned 60, and we had probably 20 people sitting right here on the staircase. And so this has been like the entree to our home. And we're really proud of it for our 16-year duration. So from here, we'll go into the living room. Has really kind of been off the beat. We haven't spent a lot of time here, but my daughter, Danielle, kind of discovered this when she was 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And I think she wants to talk to you about the living room.
So this is the room where I read the entire Twilight Saga. This is sort of my hideaway growing up. As you can see with the walls kind of being parallel like this, you actually can hide in here from any one parent or sibling if you need that in order to read.
And then this is the dining room, and again, off the beaten path, but a great place for family overflow when we would have those big family events. Christmas, Mother's Day, we'd have a full kitchen, we'd have 10 or 12 people in the living room, and then we would have the dining room as well. So this has been a great space to gather together just as a family. When we initially moved to Flossmoor, I told you that we weren't really interested in looking at this house because of the porch. But then after we came into the house, we realized that the floor plan is the exact floor plan we had in Georgia. You walk into the house, there's a room to the left, a room to the right, and there's an open floor plan. So we felt like we had to buy it in order to continue a sense of, consistency for the kids. So the dining room, like in Georgia, flows right into the kitchen. This obviously is the kitchen. Lots of family talks, lots of family gatherings. Just everything that you would expect for a kitchen to be.
What are your thoughts about the kitchen? I feel like the kitchen, obviously we've been there for 16 years, and the kitchen has taken on a lot of different personalities. But I feel like it really changed during COVID when we spent all that time together. And Danielle did a really nice job of really reminding me of that time, of just how much time we spent in this kitchen during COVID. So Anybody has something? I'd love to hear from you all on your perspective.
During quarantine, Sadie would make me omelets every morning.
3 egg omelets.
How many egg omelets?
3 egg omelets. And I know
Three
the
and four.
and I know the
Yeah.
number because we were going to the store way too often. It became an issue that, and it was Sadie making them.
Yes.
Sadie made 3 egg omelets for Micah for probably the first 6 weeks of quarantine.
And
Wow.
We would make grilled cheeses for lunch.
Oh wow!
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
many grilled cheeses.
It was so good.
So I remember, so I was just taken back until Danielle reminded me, or us, just how much time we spent in this kitchen during that period. But if we're being transparent though, it wasn't just Sadie making omelets. It was also, we did quite a bit of, if I'm not mistaken, drinking.
Drinking.
Yeah, we converted that space over there to like a wet bar. And I mean, anywhere from Bailey's to vodka, to Jack Daniels. It was just, but I
We were
guess,
trying to cope.
yeah, we did what we did what we could do. We did what we had to do, I think, to get through that period. So I just didn't want to leave the kitchen without us talking about, I think, how it kind of came back to life during
Right.
COVID.
This was also became almost a technological battleground as we struggled to navigate the work from home dynamic.
my God.
Some of us really felt comfortable in this being the center of the home, and yet our voices did carry.
I said, let's just move on.
I mean, again, this
We're
came to
keeping
life,
this positive.
especially so during quarantine.
Okay.
Thank
Well,
you.
please elaborate and expound on the drinking aspect since everyone is above 21.
Yeah.
We drank a lot.
It was our coping mechanism.
I mean, Micah and Mom, babies became like a.
Alcohol was on the grocery list.
Well, I can remember, because we all kind of divided and conquered as far as going to the grocery store. I think everybody did their jobs there as far as going. But I can remember once telling the girls, okay, text me your grocery list. And let's say that there were 25 items.
Alcohol's at the top.
I looked at the damn list and I'm like, there were like 5 items were alcohol. And I was like, what?
He
And
said,
then
what are we
what are
doing?
we doing here? 5 out of 25 items were alcohol.
They had to start saying we're not buy your own alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally said, honey, this is crazy. I can't afford this. And I remember us buying Bailey's, and then we started buying that big thing of bait.
The handle.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called a
A
handle.
handle for the weekend.
We started buying the handle but it wasn't lasting a weekend.
It was lasting 3 days.
That's the
Yeah.
weekend.
So but I would tell you all now though that those were actually special moments for me to be able to sit back and to unwind.
Yeah, you kicked it.
With my 3 beautiful daughters
Kicked it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
over cocktails on a Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, and I think that you're the only person who was able to actually press pause in a positive way. I mean, had the basement to yourself, made that your little den, binge watched some quality Netflix.
A lot of binging.
Yeah, that was good for you.
Yeah.
You binged TV and we binged alcohol.
So that was special.
That was good.
We just all hung out here all the time.
This is the place when we would hear the garage door go up, we'd get off the couch, take the chicken out that should have been out 6 hours ago. I mean, late. I mean,
Really?
that garage door was an omen. I mean, that never failed. Whatever should have been done 12 hours ago.
One would dart to the kitchen, one would lock the door.
Oh, yeah! Oh my God!
What's that saying?
That used to be the smartest move!
What is that you say?
You lock that door, boy. Give yourself about 15
One would
seconds.
kitchen, one would lock the door.
Oh, they give you a little more time.
Anything will help. Anything will help.
We would stick Micah on whoever was coming in.
That is so fun.
Oh, that makes sense now. So,
Well, she would just, distract y'all.
Oh, just gotta distract us.
Any extra second helps.
the fireplace, those are ceramic logs in there, but the fireplace just really drew the whole family in. Danielle was talking about earlier how they would just lay out in front of the fireplace no matter what the temperature is outside.
No, doesn't matter.
I will never forget laying in front of the fireplace and Sadie coming downstairs and she just said, "You sure know how to chill." And I would have to get up because my butt would start to hurt from sitting in front of the fireplace and just.
But you said it made you feel secure.
I mean, truly comforting. It could be, right now, 75 degrees outside. Fireplace could be on. It's just, it became sort of a space. Just sitting there, looking into the fire. It's just.
Micah had it on all day yesterday while she was working.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On a Saturday.
She sat there working with the fireplace on. What's funny though about the fireplace for me is that I noticed that all three of my girls just sort of organically created their own little space in front of the fireplace. Usually they would be there when they were there by themselves, but I've seen times where I would come home and two of the girls would be laying down in front of the fireplace with pillows, just watching TV or chilling. And Sadie, I don't know if the fireplace was on, Sadie never ever sat on the furniture. If the fireplace was on, you would always lay down on the floor. And,
It's only way to guarantee Sadie was sick close to you if you turn the fireplace on. You're guaranteed to get close to Sadie.
So the other special thing about this room was we had a Christmas tree that went all the way up almost to that second story. And every year was a fight about who was going to bring up the Christmas tree, who's going to start with the decorations, who's going to go get the ladder so we can get to the top. But the one thing is...
well, Sadie and I we always
We was always consistent.
yeah, we always
Okay, so...
I took more of a supervising role, I thought, which seemed to be problematic for the workers.
So, but once we got the tree up and we got the lights on and we got the ornaments on, it was just really something special to behold.
But I just remember one Christmas, I asked for these glasses. I think they were tortoise shell. I think they were
All those cat-eye glasses.
Ray-Ban. And I remember we all came downstairs, opened up our Christmas present, and I just kind of calmly walked away and sat in my white chair in the corner where nobody could find me. And I just sat there and I was just pissed. I just cried my eyes out. I couldn't believe that I was in such a loveless household. So I didn't have my glasses. And my mom came over and she said, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I just don't know how you could ever just, not fulfill my only Christmas wish. And she was like, what? They were under the tree. You just didn't open them. And so that was, I think a really good testament to just, a really good testament to a couple things. First of all, there was enough gifts under the tree for us to be able to miss one. And that still didn't stop me from being, a devastated brat that I didn't get what I wanted. It's just a lot of memories underneath that tree.
Yep, it was it's a beautiful tree. It's not over. We're gonna start.
I just hope that the next family appreciates this house.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit that out. Okay, so now we can go upstairs. This is another really special part of the house, the graduates' wall of fame. So when I was growing up, my grandmother did not miss a graduation ceremony. I don't care if you were coming out of preschool or if you were getting your master's degree. She was there. And so when my little one finished pre-K, I thought about my grandmother. She was all dolled up in her cap and gown, and I thought, we should start a tradition. And so I decided that I will put the most recent graduation on the top, and then when they graduated again, as they matriculated, the older pictures would just move down, but then we kind of ran out of space. So now what you have here is their younger graduation pictures here, 8th grade, high school, pre-K, and then all of their college graduations on top.
And so if I could just double click on something. We ran out of space, which is not shown here because we're in the process of moving. But this wall was completely filled with Banks women that had graduated, and Courtney.
Mm-hmm. And she's right. I mean, I didn't realize that the same way my grandmother inspired me, my nieces and nephews and cousins would have been inspired by this wall. It was just something I was doing to kind of showcase and inspire my kids, but what we were showcasing was Black academic excellence. And my cousins started sending me pictures. from Milwaukee. Dennis's younger nieces and nephews started sending pictures in their caps and gowns, because that was the thing. If you were going to be on the wall, you had to be in a cap and gown. And Danielle was right. We took a lot of them down. My niece was up here after she got her JD. My sister-in-law was up here. I think she was like 52. She finished her associate. So it just became a beautiful, symbolic way to showcase academic Black excellence.
And
So,
I have a comment, babe.
okay.
But I also think, to add some context, for me, the blessing about this wall is really it's the legacy that we've created. And what I mean by that is that we're both first generation college graduates. We're both that. And what I can tell you is that we have 4 children, and all 4 kids have college degrees. And our one daughter will have her second degree in about 6 or 7 weeks. And so for me, that's really the blessing in all of this is the legacy that we've created.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we, I'm a storyteller, so, the story starts with my grandmother, who went back and got her GED, my mom, who always stressed education, and then me coming out of college, so my brother coming out of college, HBCU, Dennis and his twin Denise, Dennis's son, my bonus baby, Courtney, and then our girls. So this is kind of the story that we started, and we are sure that it's going to be continued. Right, ladies? So then continuing just the whole family legacy, again, to Danielle's point, this whole wall was full of family pictures, family photos, but in moving, we had to take a lot of them down. But I wanted to preserve just a few that are extra special. And this is Dennis and I when we got married in 1989. So to me, the story starts with us. And these are my kids. I wanted them to be Olympic swimmers. They obviously chose something different. They were very award-winning swimmers. These are pictures that we took the year my mother died. We needed something to lift our spirits quickly and effectively, and we found a photographer at Sam's, and we all dressed up and we took these pictures. So this one is really special to me as well. This picture is a picture of my immediate family, my dad, who just turned 90, my mom, who we lost at 57, and exhausted Micah, and the girls. And this picture is special because my dad tried to take his own life, and it really set the family into a tailspin. And when we got to the other end of it, we celebrated by taking a cruise. And so that's what this picture is of.
What we didn't know is that Papa's attempt to leave us would be sort of a recurring
thing.
But we made it through.
Yeah, we made it through. So,
Much to his unliking.
and then this is a really special picture of Den and his twin Denise. I'm not. How old were you in these? Like 6 months, 2 years, maybe 5 years, you think?
Wow.
And then, of course, we had to get this up. So when Dennis, I don't know, he was about 35.
What?
In 1997, he said, I'm going to make a decision to do better with my health. I'm going to start walking. And then he started running. So this is one of the pictures of one of the races that he ran once we moved to Chicago. And he actually ordered, I think this picture. I think this is what he ordered and brought home. And I was like, there's got to be something better than that. So I went online and I found these other pictures, and I was like, this guy's having so much fun running. So I got him, matted and framed, and then I started tracking him. So he started running in 1997. In 2017, 20 years later, he hit 20,000 miles. So me and Sadie conspired. We stole a shoe. This is actually one of his running shoes. Me and Sadie painted it. We had it matted. And so I wanted to just get this up here because I think it tells a nice story. Sadie, remember when we conspired in the garage? Dennis was like, why is the garage floor gold?
I never really thought about the story behind that golden shoe. I mean, I always saw it as a momentum, but I never thought about just how much intentionality we have kind of approached celebrating each other and kind of cheering each other on with. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's a beautiful gift. I mean, we have so many milestones in this house.
Absolutely. That's why we're doing the document. That's why we're documenting it. So now we're moving to the south wing of the house. This is our bedroom / office. It's a mess. I'm not going to say it's a mess because we're moving.
20 years,
It's generally a mess.
Yep.
So
Which is ironic because if any other room was a mess, it was an offense against God. But the master was always much more lived in.
so
lived in. Very much so.
so this is our bedroom.
Yep.
This is our office area. When I turned 50, we went to Punta Cana, and they gave me this poster. Just all stuff for my 50th birthday. This has kind of become my display for birthday cards. I just had a birthday in October.
This mini fridge was always the best test to see how hard Mom was sleeping.
A girlfriend of mine gave me this board. I used to, Dennis worked there and I would work here. She gave me this board and I would always have just the most special pictures here for me. This is Sadie when she was 11 months. This is Miss Sassy Danielle. She was in 8th grade. And then this is Micah having a fit. When, I don't know, it's obvious how old she is there. And then this picture was taken on my mom's balcony. Remember I told you my mom bought a 1-bedroom on the lake? This was on her balcony when the girls were 2 and 3. Lots of heart-to-hearts in here. Lots of heart-to-hearts in here.
Oh my God, yes.
What'd you say, Sadie?
A lot of crying on the floor.
Oh my God, lots of, but Mom, why not?
Yeah.
But Mom, that doesn't make sense. Okay.
I'm sure in some families there's an element of privacy, but it's like the most important issue. We will follow you into here and plead our case until you.
And I might add that it was a lot of heart-to-hearts with Dennis and I too.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that.
A lot.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So now this is my sanctuary. When I couldn't be on the porch, this is where I would hang out. This is where I would hang out. And although Dennis and I do share this space, I brought my girlfriend Paula in to design it. And then I brought my girlfriend Marcella in to help me make it a place that I could navigate. Because when we moved in, it was just a bunch of wireframe racks. But Paula came in and said, no, you put your shoes here. You put some shelving units there, you make it wood, and then Marcella came in and actually organized it. So this is my closet. This is where I sleep sometimes, write, hide, talk on the phone. This is my space.
Oh, you took down your nice. She had a plaque right here. Or maybe this is the plaque. But there was 2, wasn't it?
Mm-mm.
It says, by the time a woman realizes her mother was right, she has a daughter who thinks she's wrong.
I just absolutely, that just so resonated with my spirit.
I love that.
The picture with your mom next to
Right.
it.
That's so cute.
And this is a very sweet picture
Oh.
that I'm going to take with me.
So you were in a stroller when we took that.
Very sweet picture.
Yeah. And I like this picture of us too. And I guess I kind of fancy us just a broke version of the Obamas. That's why we're next to the Obama book. So this is my she shed. People have said that their side of the house does not even look like it belongs to our side of the house.
Who has said that?
She has said that.
No. People have made that remark.
Danielle, you picked this room color, so you talk about it.
I picked it.
So
Oh, you picked it?
It's a jade.
this wing,
It's jade?
this wing has changed a lot. At first, so Micah picked all the colors. Very creative girl. But at first, this room was.
It's Papa's room.
It was Papa's room.
No,
It was. And that was the guest room.
And we were in that room.
Okay, that very first. And then when we changed the colors, it was you and I in this room.
Nope, I was by myself.
Yeah,
That's when I-
the princess was over there, and you and Micah were here.
Me and Micah were in this room.
And my dad moved over there.
Okay, so Micah chose the color. You can see I still have some of my favorite books up here. I took all of them down, but I have some good books up here.
So Danielle's bed was here, and Micah's bed was there.
Okay.
And when we started moving stuff, the bed just collapsed. So we just moved it out, and then Sadie got a bigger room.
So yeah, I mean, then we have the Jack and Jill
Take what
bathroom.
you need.
Thank you.
And again, we have some very dynamic colors going on here.
We don't turn the lights on in here.
Is anybody going to talk about this bright yellow?
I don't know who picked the yellow. I'm assuming it was Micah, but I don't turn it on. It's too much. No
That's too much.
Makes you-
Only to be contrasted by this bright lime green in the bathroom. So I guess they're consistent because they carried the lime green into this room, but then chose to break it up with the bright yellow.
Well, when I moved in here, I chose green and pink because it matched my quilt that I bought from PBT.
PBT.
But then when I left for school, Mike had changed the color before I could even move out.
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't?
But this is the nicest room in the house. You can see all of my plants. All of my plants. I have the nicest room in the house.
Yeah, I mean, Micah has really, and it's
Yeah.
I just wanted to come over because I'm Mike.
So this is my room. I think that I have done a great job of decorating it. Yeah, the plants look really good.
Yep, it definitely
If I could
reflects
jump
you.
in, like I
This
was-
is my talk. This is my room. This is my talk.
Okay, go
Oh.
ahead. Mike.
You like talk about my thing?
Okay, but you're kind of just, okay, are you done talking?
Okay, no, then.
Okay, I want to say that Micah did a really good job. I mean, so a couple things. First of all, this room, besides the master, is probably the nicest because of the windows. I mean, I would come in, so Micah's room is very private. You can't just come in. You never know what's going to happen. But if you were allowed entry into her room, I would come in here and just like to watch the sun rise and set. You can see it all through this window. During quarantine, it was very hard. And even, I mean, at that time, this tree was green. So I remember just coming in here and just loving the space that she kind of curated with all her green plants inside, with that big tree outside.
Or lights at night.
Yes, it was such a nice place. I mean, I don't know if it's that rare house. We had some very social neighbors. We would kind of curse them from, are we posting this?
Yes, this is going to be posted.
Yeah, we would just enjoy their party from inside the house. Yeah.
Okay, so then let's go to the other nicest room. So when we moved in 04, all three girls were in here. We had bunk beds, and we had two on top, one on the bottom, however they worked it out. And then all three girls shared this bathroom, which was really the problem. We had three growing girls in one bathroom.